Hi, my name's Bob Bales, and this is the Traveling Fool Podcast. And today, we're going to talk about a castle. That's right, one with 18-foot walls, turrets, a bell tower, and even a moat. But this castle's not where you think it might be, so stay tuned. Hi, welcome to the Traveling Fool Podcast. Before we get started today, I'm going to tell you about a subscription service that I use and you might find useful. It's called Matt's Flights, and what they do is scour the web to bring you the very best airfares and the cheapest airfares that they can find. He has both a free and a premium plan, and while the free plan will email you some pretty good deals, the premium plan will send you even more deals. And with the premium plan, you can contact Matt specifically and ask him to find you a deal on any specific destination you want. Say you want to travel from Houston to Honolulu. He'll scour the web, put his people to work, and get you the best deal he can find. One recent deal that I got emailed to me was Houston to Atlanta, round trip for $97. And this was on major airlines, not a budget airline or a budget carrier. Check out the notes and find a link to Matt's Flights, and you can sign up and get a free 14-day trial of the premium plan. If you like it, great. If not, well, it doesn't hurt to find cheap airfares. I know. Now, let's talk about the castle. You know, they say a man's home is his castle. And in the case of one Texas man, well, that's true. Mike Newman owns Newman's Bakery in Bellville, Texas. It's a popular spot for the weekend motorcycle crowd. Those guys that want to just get out of Houston and ride the back roads and enjoy the countryside a little bit. People will stop in for breakfast, sit and have a chat over a cup of coffee, and maybe get some donuts to go. I've stopped there myself a few times on a weekend ride in the country. Mike has always kind of marched to the beat of a different drummer, though. Maybe his dream was inspired when he traveled to Europe in his 20s. Or maybe it was born from his love of adventure, like the time he sailed across the Atlantic. Whatever the case may be, one day in 1998, he sat down at a table at his bakery and began drawing up plans for what would become his castle. And after buying 20 acres outside of town, Mike began building his castle, a place for him to get away and relax a little bit. But what started out as a desire to have a very unique home instead turned into a labor of love, which is still going on today. He's transformed the wooded area outside Bellville into a 3,400 square foot castle, complete with 18-foot walls, 24-foot tall turrets, a bell tower, and a working drawbridge, all surrounded by a moat. Not being satisfied with just a castle for a home, though, he's still working at it. Besides being a home where he lives, he's continuing to build and has plans to turn a few of the rooms in the main building into guest rooms that can be rented out so others can come and enjoy a night in the castle. Mike, along with the worker he hired, has done all the construction work himself. And while there are modern conveniences such as electricity, hot and cold running water, the castle's been built using timbers for the stairs and furniture that was all made on site. 6 days a week, from Monday through Saturday, people schedule tours of Mike's creation. Groups meet up at Newman's Bakery in town, and then travel by bus, or he'll give you directions so you can drive out to the property on your own. After taking a country road outside Bellville and turning off on the even smaller dirt road, the trees soon disappear, and a medieval castle appears in a clearing. At first sight, you might think that you've been transported to some European destination. On the day I visited in true royal fashion, the castle was being guarded by an Irish wolfhound that took particular interest in sleeping on the drawbridge. The tour starts off with King Mike, complete with crown and sword, greeting the group outside of the castle. And since the king wants everybody to feel as if they're part of his kingdom, wooden swords are issued to everyone. Mike then begins by telling the group a little bit about the castle and life in medieval times. He then directs the group to his working catapult, where he will offer a worthy subject the opportunity to fire the catapult and begin the assault upon the castle. As you can tell, a lot of this is geared towards the kids in the group, and I guess that makes sense since you kind of have to be a grown-up kid yourself if you're going to build a castle. The first thing Mike will point out is the working drawbridge. Drawbridge uses human power. Getting at a huge wheel and walking will raise and lower the bridge. The day I visited, Mike and his helper climbed into the wheel like human guinea pigs and began walking until the drawbridge was raised. But he'll let you do it if you want to. After crossing the drawbridge, you're in the courtyard where sword practice takes place. Now, no castle would be complete without a dungeon, a dining hall, and a chapel. And Mike has built all of those. The bell tower even has 3 large bells that, when rung, make that Irish wolfhound start to howl. Now, not too many people would want a bunch of strangers wandering around their home, but Mike doesn't seem to mind much. In fact, he encourages it. After a 30 to 40-minute tour of the castle, he'll encourage you to explore anywhere you want. Go back and take a look at the dungeon, walk up to the bell tower, check out the entire castle. Once you're finished doing that, then the group gathers into the Knight's Hall for a box lunch of sandwiches, sweets, and pies from the bakery before heading out. Now, over the years, castles hosted weddings, murder mystery dinners, and even been the setting of at least one movie. Bellville is located about an hour northwest from Houston, and Newman's Bakery sits right next to the railroad tracks. If you're in the area and want to schedule a visit, then you can contact Mike on his website, and there's a link to that in the show notes. If you're looking for a great place to stop for breakfast on your weekend motorcycle ride, well, the bakery can't be beat. So that's it for this week. Check out thetravelingfool.com, go to the podcast tab, and that'll take you to all the episodes where you can hit the subscribe button. Until next time, where we take you to another destination off the tourist path. You know, those places most people don't know about because, well, nobody ever told them about them.